Cookie, thank you for being here with us today.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
What compelled you to go up to the hotspot? I mean, Elmhurst, we've been reading reports, has been like one of the hardest hit hospitals in the country.
Well, as a West Point graduate, the mission at the Academy was produce leaders of service to the nation for a lifetime. When I graduated from the University of Texas, the catchphrase is "What starts here changes the world," and I've always been compelled to to help and do my part, or at least selfless service to our nation. So I knew I had to get involved.
What does your week look like right now? What's your schedule?
Well, I went through an agency and I told them that I only wanted 3 days instead of four while I was up here a week because I was still teaching um, most almost full time at the university, and I wanted to ensure that I had more time for my students. So I took 3 days a week I work here in the ER.
And how many hours a day are you in the year?
Oh, they're 12-hour shifts and they're quite exhausting, but they're so fulfilling.
How has everything changed since you got up there to now?
Well, without talking about specifics to violate any confidentialities or HIPAA at the hospital, I will tell you that when I got here, it was absolutely crazy. The number of patients that that Elmhurst and frankly all hospitals in this area had was overwhelming. I've been to war. I have seen combat support hospitals, and there's I've never seen anything as dire as we had here at Elmhurst and local New York hospitals. But within a couple of weeks, it's kind of gotten under control. I think New Yorkers are pretty amazing and resilient, and they listen to the, shelter in place. And it's been quite amazing that the spread and the flattening of the curve happened so quickly.
How do you stay hopeful in a crisis like this?
Well, unlike a desk job where you have to complete an assignment, each person that I'm taking care of is somebody's loved one. And I'm looking them in the eyes. And the population we have here at Elmhurst is largely non-English speaking. So I can't necessarily talk to them in full sentences in their language, but I can hold their hand or tell them that I love them and I'll do what I can for them. So a lot of gestures and knowing that I'm doing something to help someone's loved one, it gets me, it keeps me through. It keeps the adrenaline or the endorphins going so that I can continue to do my best. I'm exhausted when I get home and sit down.
How has it been teaching your students remotely?
It's been fabulous because I have new material. This week, yesterday, my students, we talked about ethics and how important it is to be a good steward of society. Just because you have a nursing license, and we are one of, I think, the most highly respected professions, it's important to take everything that we've learned at the university and maintain those high standards. And so I gave them some scenarios and we talked them through, and I really reinforced that they can't be sheep, they've got to be leaders when they become nurses.
For Longhorns watching this right now and for anybody watching this right now, what words of encouragement can you offer?
I think with the pandemic, people just need to understand that it's going to continue to go around the world. It's just like our flu. It's going to go around the world. I'm not saying this virus and the flu are identical. I'm saying that they track around the world as they spread. Just be vigilant, wash your hands more, and know that it's going to end, and know that the curve is flattening, at least in New York City.
Well, we are all very appreciative of what you do, and all the other healthcare workers out there, hospital workers, doctors, nurses, everybody out there. So thank you so much for what you do, and thank you for doing this interview with us today.
Well, it's absolutely my pleasure. Hook 'em horns. I'll be back soon. I'll be back by July 1st. So I look forward to seeing you all again.
Well, we can't wait to welcome you back. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.